I found that many people now need AI to make PowerPoint decks. There are several popular AI tools out there, and one of them is Gamma. The benefit of Gamma is that all the text and images can be edited. Some people also use Notebook LM, but I use it less because editing text is inconvenient. And why do I rarely use Gamma? Because at work, I want to use my own company design style. So in this video, I will test AI tools that can directly edit your company's PowerPoint template. The tools include ChatGPT, Claude, and the built-in Microsoft Copilot. I will compare all three using the same template. I have this template open. Now, the question is, how do we use ChatGPT or Claude here? Easy. Click Add-ins on the right. Then search for ChatGPT or Claude, depending on which paid tool you use. After you pick it, log in once. The add-in opens on the right, where you can type your request and tell it what PowerPoint content you want or what changes you want it to make. It will edit automatically, so you just type what you need. It is very easy to use. Now let's test the result. I will use the same prompt for every tool. I ask for 6 to 10 slides explaining AI agents and compare Claude, Cowork, Manus, OpenAI, Hermes. With ChatGPT, you can choose fast, standard, or heavy. I use standard. Here I use standard. It created 4 tasks by itself. The first step is to look at the relevant skills. The second step is research. The first step is to create the slides and keep the design consistent. Step 4 is review. I'll skip ahead. It took 27 minutes, nearly half an hour, for 8 slides. On slide 1, it kept the template structure but simply replaced the original text. Slides 2 to 8 were newly generated. The design looks pretty good. It also built a positioning chart comparing the tools, which helps show where each AI agent sits. But some placements are wrong. I think the labels should be in different corners. Overall though, getting this positioning map was a nice surprise. It gave a few formats too, but on closer look, something felt inconsistent. The font on the first slide is different from the fonts on the later slides. I checked the template layout. You can see the template actually has 20 or 30 built-in layouts. So ChatGPT ignored the layouts. It freely redesigned new layouts by itself. Of course, that is not necessarily wrong. But in this test, I wanted the AI to use my company's own defined layouts. Because every company has its own brand style. If you meet clients, you should use the format specified by your company's designer. Next, let's test Claude. Again, click Add-ins in the top right and choose Claude. After logging in once, it works in basically the same way as ChatGPT. You can choose the model in the lower right. I picked the latest Claude Opus. It asks if edits need approval or if it can apply all changes. I accepted all and submitted it. Claude was faster, but I forgot the exact time. It took around 15 minutes, faster than ChatGPT. Let's check the design. Claude did not change much. It used the first slide layout and template design almost exactly. This section should have become an image, but Claude left it as a placeholder instead of replacing it. In the middle, it did note to delete one image and put back a table. The information is good, but the format has little variation. There are also some strange parts, like this extra question mark at the front. My guess is it tried to insert a symbol there, but the symbol did not display properly, so it became a question mark. Overall, neither result met what I wanted, mainly because the key requirement was template layout control. because I wanted it to use the template's built-in layouts. Maybe my prompt was not clear enough, so it did not do that. So I ran a second test. First, I asked ChatGPT and Claude whether they could see the different layouts in this template. I typed, "Can you see the different layouts in this template?" I wanted to confirm that first. The reply told me it could see them. It said this template contains 54 layouts. Now I right-click and open it. There are 3 across, and I count 18 rows. So 18 times 3 equals 54. That is correct. Next, I reused the previous prompt about researching AI agents. But this time, I clearly told it, you must use the layout inside this template. Choose a suitable layout based on the content of each slide. Now let's see the result. What you see here is ChatGPT's output, and it is interesting. It still did not use this template's built-in layouts, even after I clearly asked for them. It seems very determined to use its own design style. ChatGPT 2 has some pre-built design logic inside it, so it tends to follow those patterns first. We can call it a system prompt, something users cannot see. Maybe ChatGPT has a hidden system prompt that defines specific formats, such as flowcharts, tables, or 6-card layouts, and make slides from those patterns, not the template layouts. So it follows that system prompt strongly and ignores the instruction about PowerPoint layouts. Next, let's look at Claude's design. Overall, it did follow the instruction. It used the built-in layouts from the template, and the fonts are correct. The issue is images. I asked it to search online for suitable ones. It did not follow that part. Also, the overall design looks a bit plain. Of course, that is not right or wrong, because I asked it to use the template layouts. If you are not satisfied with the design, you can type and ask it to polish the slides. Originally, I only planned to test ChatGPT and Claude. I almost forgot that PowerPoint already has Copilot built in. You can see the Copilot option in the lower right. Click the Copilot icon, and it opens the same kind of chat panel on the right. In the top right, I can choose its model. It uses GPT and Claude models, GPT-5 or Opus. Here, I try Auto. My prompt also asks it to use the template's built-in layouts and to replace the images on the template where suitable. Then it asked me who this presentation was for. I said executives. Then it asked how I wanted the comparison structured and what angle to use. I chose one slide per tool, then it asked whether to search online or use its built-in language model knowledge. For this task, of course, it should search online. By the way, besides picking the model in the top right, you can also pick an image model. You can also choose which image model to use. That means it can generate images. Here it includes the latest GPT Image 2 and Microsoft's own image model. For this test, I picked GPT Image 2 as the model. Now let's look at the result. I did not expect the best result to be from Copilot. But in another way, that actually makes sense, because Copilot is built directly into PowerPoint, and both are Microsoft products. You can see it understands how to place the image. It was likely made with GPT Image 2. For example, the slide on the right is about Claude and co-work, and the symbol in the image is Claude's logo. Then there's Manus AI, then OpenAI. Because OpenAI can connect with tools like WhatsApp and Telegram, you can see WhatsApp-style icons appearing in the generated image. Then there's Hermes Agent. It seems the image generation system prompt told it to keep the images consistent. It also seems to have deliberately used different colors. Now look at the slides. It used the built-in layouts from this template. So if you have paid Copilot, you can actually use it directly for PowerPoint because it already includes OpenAI and Anthropic, meaning Claude. See you next time.